There can be intra-institutional strategies, such as vetoing in your position or trying to halt a law within institutional design. Also, we could think of kind of this from below directed strategies of resistance, such as protests, mass mobilization, also monitoring human rights violations. This is kind of very difficult to define what can be effective. This is highly contextual. But what I found very interesting, according to my own research, is that the most strategic efforts that can be made is when resistors engage in kind of a scenario analysis of what could come as repercussions after their resistance, because resistance normally goes along with backlash against them. So it's very useful if resistors, before actually engaging in actions, start to reflect on how they could even prepare prior to such repercussions. The law is an important instrument to autocrats. For example, they capture the courts, they impose repressive laws, or change the constitution. And therefore, we can also assume that also the law is relevant and key to actors who try to resist and to counteract these specific autocratic measures. So with this role of law in mind, resistance in the legal spheres tries to re-establish this control on autocrats via legal mechanisms. This can be, again, within institutions on behalf of judges, e.g. using judicial review. And on the other side, and this is actually what I'm focusing on in my research, we do have access to different legal mechanisms as a citizenry. So you could try to denounce unconstitutionality, you can try to denounce violations given in elections, so the denial of electoral integrity, you can adhere to an ombudsperson, or even to regional or international courts and other international mechanisms. International law is undergoing at the moment dramatic changes and turbulent times. Also, we know well that international courts do not have an enforcement mechanism. But it's still important to think of international law as a last resort, specifically for those countries where domestic procedures are fully closed. For these actors within such context, it is really of utter importance to have justice systems available to listen to them, to receive their demands, also because it encourages to actually document and to denounce, even if it's not for the moment in time and for changing the regime, but to have a form of accountability which would be not present if we would get